Konnichiwa, biatches. G'day, Ben from Melbourne here. And this is part 2 of vinyl. No, not that Japanese vinyl. Utopia. Enjoy. Righto. Now we're going to move to Shinjuku and the dub store. Yes. Dread Dub Store Records, the dub organizer. Now, this store totally specializes just in ska, reggae, roots reggae, dancehall, dub, of course, LPs, 7 inches. They have the license to release Studio One, so they have an off the hook section just of 7 inches. Yeah, amazing. Sadly, this time around, I don't know if, hopefully they're bouncing back, but the shelves weren't as stocked as I remember from previous times. It was looking a bit thin in the LP section, but they still had a few new releases or reissues, which was good. Again, they're a combination of new stuff and second hand, and this is their groovy bag. And I got some 7 inches and some full lengths and 12 inches as well. So we'll start off with the 7s. So we got Don Drummond and the Scatterlights doing their version of a song I'm sure you all know, One Bourbon, One Scotch and One Beer on Federal Records. Next, we got Ernest Ranglin with Step Softly, classic 7 inch ska era stuff from the 60s. And then Gregory Isaacs with Steal a Little Love, and the version on the back. Oh, did I say that about the other one? The One Scotch, One Bourbon, One Beer had a version on the other side as well, which is usually an instrumental version of the track. Step Softly was back with Walk the Streets. Sorry, buggered that up. And Sugar Minnow, Conscious Lover, backed with Pat Anthony by Showdown. Killer stuff. And the last 7 inch, an absolute classic for my money. Horace Andy, who these days still releases his own stuff, but probably well known as one of the singers who has sung on, I think, every Massive Attack record. They redid a great version of Man Next Door, which was one of his early singles. This is from this late 60s, Horace Andy's Skylarking, absolute banging classic, and then the dub version on the other side. And while we're on Horace Andy, here's his version of famous song Fever, 12 inch single, killer shit. Then let's get into a bit of ska business. This is a compilation called Gay Feet Every Night. And this one features, Baba Brooks and his band. And I don't know why, but they just decided to mention Jay White and Chuck in the corner there, which is cool. This is, one of the dub store reissues there, you can see, of a classic record. A lot of this stuff would be impossible to find otherwise. Ernest Ranglin, Softly with Ernest Ranglin, classic 60s ska record again. And the last one, Derek Harriott, Rocksteady Party. How's that cool cover? There we go. Let's have a look inside the store. Okay, we're getting near the end. We're back at Disc Union, but this time we're in the area of Shibuya, which you probably know. It's famous. It's got the big crossing that everybody likes to take photos of, and the majority of people taking photos is what fills it up. So it's pretty chaotic. Yeah, it used to be, because it was just a busy business district, and a lot of people obviously working in there would use that crossing because it's from the train station into the business district, and now it's become a tourist mecca, and yeah, the majority of the people crossing that famous crossing are taking photos of themselves. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass to navigate, because if you're trying to walk across it and there's people standing there all getting their selfies. But I'm a bitter old man, and that's the sort of shit that annoys me. Anyway, there's four stores of Disc Union in Shibuya, and I went to two of those stores. This is their cool little flyer. I went to the Rock in Tokyo store, and I also went to the All Genre store, which is a little bit smaller. Here they are on the map. Now you'll say, there's only three there. But one of the stores, which is the Jazz Rare Grooves and the Club Music Shop, that's in the same building, and one's on one floor and one's on the floor down. Previously, when I went there 4 years ago, all four were in the same building. So I'm not sure what happened there, and they've kept the actual different styles of the store, but yeah, they've moved to different places. So but still found a lot of cool stuff. I didn't go to the Jazz and Rare Groove store this time around because I'd got quite a few different jazz records recently before I left. Yes, I like jazz too. Whoa. Anyway, we'll start with the Rock in Tokyo store, and this is their bags. Disc Union. Dive into music. A lot of English on stuff, which is which is quite amusing to me and my wife, because not many people speak English. Anyway, did really well. Davey Allen and the Arrows blues theme. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say, this is a store which is again, combination of secondhand and old shit. So I was very happy to catch this classic guitar punk garage shit from the 60s. Speaking of punks, the only big black I didn't have, Bulldozer. Their early 12-inch EPs. This one, the Cynics 12 Flights Up. I actually got the wrong one. I remember seeing Cosmic Brian feature the Cynics, and he showed their first record, but I couldn't remember the cover, and I got this as their second record. But I'm glad to tell you, this may not be as garagey, but it is a cool kind of, what do we call it? The psychedelic underground poppier garage end of things. I can't think of the terminology now. I've lost it. You know, all those jangly bands from the early 80s, which were kind of had a foot in that 60s sound, but I just can't think of the genre right now. You know what I mean. Apparently people hate pointing and drinking in videos. Too bad. That's a good one. Now, you'll all know this, the Dukes of Stratosphere. I have been looking for this for ages, 25 o'clock. I got the other one, but hadn't got this one. Of course, this is XTC, pretending they're a 60s psychedelic band and doing a hell of a great job as well. Here's was a cool one. I didn't even know that hardcore punk band, Japanese band Envy, had a new EP out. This is a 10-inch. And I was very happy also to read that I have got the Japanese exclusive, whatever colour that is, which is only released in Japanland. But if you love your hardcore punk, when I say hardcore, the vocals are probably more hardcore. I remember I found out about this band, just went on a whim years ago at the Art House, which is a small place in near Vic Markets in Melbourne, and saw this band playing a small venue, and they just blew our minds. Like, he had the hardcore vocal, but musically the guitars had like that Sonic Youth sound, when they just burst into not just noise, but like that otherworldly stuff that they do. Amazing band. Check out Envy. If you're not into the hardcore style vocals, just try it out. Stick with it. You'll get into it. The music is amazing. Right. Get back into it. Stay on track. The Fall, the Creep 12-inch. I pick up anything by The Fall. I got about 30 odd, maybe 40 now. Full-length records, comps, 7 inches, 10 inches, 12-inch singles. I want to get it all. I know it's impossible, but I'm having a crack. Yes, Steppenwolf. I think this might be close to a Rigididge original. It's on that Dunhill label. But yeah, of course, known for Born to Be Wild, but this is just a great sort of hard rock late 60s album. It's also got the Pusher Man on this, their other favourite song. I want to get their second record too. And nicely, when I walked into the store, it's the 50th anniversary of this album, Hosono House, which is, of course, I've got to try and pronounce his name right. Of course, it's in characters, but this is Hiromi Hosono, who is 1/3 of Yellow Magic Orchestra. Yellow Magic Orchestra, all three of them had music careers before Yellow Magic Orchestra, and it was actually this guy who used the other two, Roichi Sakamoto and having a mental blank, the drummer, to be session musicians on his album, and it turned into YMO. This is the early 70s. This is a reissue. This fantastic stuff. I got a couple of his records, and then I thought, why not get his newest record? It's the only surviving member, which is called Hosono House, which obviously is like using a similar title to his newest one, and he's also in the artwork there. I dig how he's kind of used it like a collage of the original album. Cool stuff. Looking forward to listening to this bad boy. And then speaking of death again, bit down, but it's Hamish Kilgore, who we lost recently from The Clean. This is one of his I think the last thing he did a year or two ago, called Hamish Kilgore and the Bad Franks, and this is Frankelstein. And I didn't know of this one, to be honest, so I love my New Zealand indie rock, so I had to pick that up. And the last one from Rock in Tokyo Disc Union Store is Bollywood Sticks. This is a new record featuring the dudes from, I think I've shown them before, Itchy Bugger, so this will be wild. Cool stuff. And that's it from that store. Let's have a little look inside. I'll see you on the other side for the last batch. is it. If you've made your way this far, thank you so much. You might have wanted to watch it in installments, but cheers anyway. So this again is Shibuya Disc Union, but this one's called the All Genres store, which is in another area of Shibuya, much smaller store, but I still managed to find some cool stuff. Of course, same bag. Just got the 3 from there. Got a great 12-inch of the Infected classic from the 80s. This I was happy about. The Pastels Truckload of Trouble. Didn't expect to see these indie rock champs. This is comp 86 and 93, but God knows how long that's been out of print. And the very last one, which was a Cosmic Brian recommendation, called Dark Round the Edges. So he informs me that this cover is no indication of the sounds contained therein, because this cover looks like this will be some lame shit. But apparently it's like proto, like metal, not metal, maybe hard rock, psych, Sabbath worshipping shit. So that's right up my ballpark. And that is that. So following a few photo collages of some other adventures which didn't take place in record stores. Hope you enjoyed that. I know I'm going to do my next video, shock horror, is not going to be Australian stuff again. I might feature a bunch of my favourite Japanese artists and some new stuff from there which has been going on the last couple of years. As usual, thanks for watching.